y'all, it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 25 of Scrap-O-Ween. It is Freaky Friday and time to work in my October daily. It's starting to get filled up here, and I have 3 more stories I want to add to it today. So I've got my pictures picked out, I've got my papers picked out, some embellishments that I'm going to try and use. So let's get started. If you've been following along with Scrap-O-Ween since the beginning of this month, then you may recognize the fellow here in these photos, because on day 12 for Sketchy Saturday, I made a layout of him at the store. But now I get to make a layout of him here at our house. This is Gordo. And last year we saw him at the Halloween Spirit store, and I fell in love with him, but he was all sold out. He was sold out at every store near our home. He was sold out online. He was sold out. There were none. And I was so hoping that they would have him again this year. And my husband probably, probably back in the end of August, started looking, and he found him on the Halloween Spirit Store's Amazon storefront. And so we were able to get Gordo this year. Now, when we went to Spirit Halloween store, he wasn't in the stores, but we did find him on Amazon. So now we got Gordo, and here I am taking a picture with him in our house all set up, and I just absolutely love it. It is so much fun. So here I have cut down a strip of paper and folded it over, and I'm going to be tucking it into one of the 4x4 square pocket pages and then have it flip open. I have cut it just a little bit too long, so it sticks out just a hair higher than the pocket page, but I'm okay with that. It's not too bad. And here I'm putting a tab on the side so that people know that they need to flip it up. But I do have a little bit of an issue here. A small boo-boo. I put my tab on the wrong side. It should have been on the left side, because this little flip is on the left side of the album, like when you're opening the pages. But I didn't pay attention to that, and so I have my little tab on the wrong side. I might could kind of fix it, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's not impeding the rings. It's not in the way or anything. It's just kind of on the wrong side. But here I am making a little scene up at the top of my flap, so that obviously when you flip it open, there you can see this. And I have a little journaling spot there that I'm going to write a little bit about Michael finding Gordo for me and getting him, and how much I love it, and I am so excited. So I'm just going to get that down there, and then you can see there I am in the picture with him popped up, and you can see all of his guts hanging down. And I had so much fun. I mean, a person I don't think really, they shouldn't have that much fun with an animatronic, but it's fun to be silly sometimes, and I was really having some fun and being silly. And here I have got this die cut that says Spooktacular, and of course he is spooktacular. So I'm going to get that down there. And then also I'm going to put this little vellum skeleton because he looks like he's dancing a jig and is excited too, so I got to get him on there. And I'm just going to put just a little tiny dot of glue underneath the little holographic printing there, and that's going to hold him down. And there you can see it's just kind of flips up. And then I'm thinking, the front looks a little bit spare. It's kind of sparse there, so I wanted to add a little bit more decoration. So I have another die cut that I put on there. And these little flowers with the skulls in the center of them are so cute. And then I am actually getting some enamel dots on there. And there I am. What am I doing? Oh yes, the puffy stickers. I'm having a really hard time using some of these puffy stickers for some reason. Of course, I am trying to keep things from being a little too bulky, but since this is a flap that, a lot of it is going to be on the outside, just having a few little puffy stickers is not going to be too much of added bulk. So I go ahead and put that there. And then I have a little something extra to add on to this this topic. And I had this black piece of paper that I cut, and I was going to use these little tabs to make an insert, but I realized that I had cut the paper to be able to fit inside of the page protector when I really needed it to be a little bit bigger so that it would be around the same size as the page protector. So I had to go and cut a new one, but don't worry about that other one because it will just go for another layout. And it'll be put into a page protector with something else on it. But here I am just gluing down these little tabs that I cut from the same paper that I made the flip layout with, so it would go together. And I just used an Ellie's Studio attacher die that I have to make those. And then here I'm using a really large pumpkin die cut, and I am cutting it out to kind of mimic Gordo. Since Gordo pops up, I wanted to have a pumpkin that pops up as well. So I have cut this one to have like some teeth. And then I have this little QR code here that I made. And so if you follow the QR code, it will go to a video that shows Gordo in action. So you can actually watch a little video of him making the spooky sounds and popping up, and it's just so fun. It's so cute. I just love it so much. And so here I'm going to tuck that in, and I'm going to make a pocket from the bottom half of the pumpkin. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here at the edge, and I did get a little bit on that black paper, so I just kind of rubbed it off real quick before it got tacky. And then I'm making sure that everything fits in nicely. And then I have this little black piece of paper to put my QR code on, and it's just going to tuck in there. And then I'm going to trim this around so that you can't really see that anymore. And I thought about several different ways to do this. I thought about doing almost like an accordion fold. I thought about doing some type of kind of like the little sliders that they make with cards. And I I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go simple with this. So I tried to make it as simple as I could. And now I am looking through the die cuts, and I really, really want to use the die cut that looks like a little banner with stitching on it. You can see one there that says haunting, I think. But the other one, I think it says spooky, and I was really hoping to use it during one of my stories today, but I did not get it in, although I do try to use it a couple of times, I think. But I have decided to use this skull here, and then this banner that says Happy Haunting. And I like having the purple of the Happy Haunting banner on this side because there's some purple on the left side. And so you can really kind of tell that these are supposed to go together. So I have the paper of the tabs that's the same paper as the flap, and then I have similar colors and then similar icons. And I've got a skull on both sides, and I've got the orange enamel dots on both sides, if I can get it situated. And one of those enamel dots actually popped off. I thought it was the whole enamel dot, but it was half of it. The top half, the bottom half was that has the sticky on it, was still sitting on the backer sheet. So it like split in half. I've never had an enamel dot do that. But there you can see I put some distressed mica stains on the background of the pumpkin side, and then of course I put some on the top part of the flap, and once that dries completely I will probably also put some on the inside as well. I really wanted to put the distressed mica stains on the black background because it did look a little kind of plain. So if ever things are feeling plain or like it just needs a little something extra, it's distressed mica stains to the rescue. Now for this one, I have my picture of the girls at the spirit store, and I picked out the floral paper to go with this because I love all of the colors. I've been using a lot of orange and a lot of black in my album so far, so this time I wanted to bring in a little bit more color, so I used the paper with the pink and the turquoise and the purple in it with my Gordo spread, and then this one I have all of these flowers, which I then promptly cover up most of it. But you can still see them. I tried to make sure that you could still see all of the different colors behind the photo there. And I have these little die cuts here, the one that says Happy Halloween, and then I have this little tag that says Boo Crew on it because the girls are my Boo Crew. I'm going to go ahead and get that taped down, and I really wanted to use those lips there with the fangs because I thought that would have looked so cute with them, but it's just a little bit too big, so I will have to wait and save it for either a 12 by 12 layout or use it in my pocket pages, or I can use it later on in this album for maybe during our Halloween party. We'll have to wait and see. But since this is a tag, I am going to put a little bow in it. I did think about going ahead and putting my twine in there with just kind of looping it through the hole. But I decided against that. I wanted something a little bit different than what I have already been doing in my album. So I decided to go ahead and tie the bow. And then here I've got a little what's it? It's not holographic. Or is it? I can't remember. It's that, whatever that metallic is on that ghost there. I have that little puffy sticker, and then I put the little flower with the skull in the middle, and I want to put one more sticker on here, and I kind of struggle to figure out exactly what I want to put there, but I do decide on this little purple pumpkin. And I like how the puffy stickers kind of gives it a little bit of a visual triangle. And I'm thinking about using enamel dots. And I'm trying to decide which color I want to use and exactly where I want to put them. Because I was thinking about putting them around the round die cut. But instead I used the darker purple and put them around the Boo Crew. And I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of Distress Mica Stain. And I think I have pretty much used the same color throughout the whole album so far. And it's the Flickering Candle. That is my favorite. I do like, let's see, what is the other yellow? It's right here. Harvest Moon. I do like that one too, but it is much more of a yellow gold. And Flickering Candle is more of a kind of a gold, if that makes sense. The Harvest Moon is more just yellow, and the Flickering Candle it's gold. Now for this story here, you can see I have got a little cutting board to the side, and on top of it I have got my fuse tool heating up. And I went ahead and pulled that out because there you can see up under those die cuts, I have a pocket with 8 little squares, and I have some tiny little photos inside, 5 of them, and the other 4 I am going to put some sequins in. And then I need my fuse tool to close those the holes up so that the sequins won't fall out. But what I have found is when you use a fuse tool, you really want it to get really, really hot. So while I am working on this part of my layout, I'm letting that get hot. And here I have a picture of my kitchen table where I have a bunch of little decorations there in the center. Got my little centerpiece going. And I've got some die cuts that I picked out, and I decided to use the florals because I want to draw attention to the flowers that are in the center, my little, what do you, tablescape? I want people to kind of focus more on that than the candles and my little skull bowl there, because I got up one morning and there were some flowers, and I was like, where did the flowers come from? And my husband, he just brought me home some flowers one day and he didn't say anything about it. He just had them there in the kitchen, and I was like, where did the flowers come from? And he's like, I just brought them. And I'm like, well, I love them. They're beautiful. Because one thing, they are fall colors. They're orange and yellow, and then there's a white one there. And they're lilies, and lilies are my most favorite. And he was so sweet to do that. But there, I had to find a little journaling spot. I got that out of a sticker book that is, oh my gracious. Oh, what is it? It's right here. Hang on just a second. Maggie Holmes. Her name would not come. I don't know why. I could see her face, but her name would not come. But I got that journaling spot out of that sticker book, and the pink is not exactly the same, but because there's pink in this collection, there's actually 2 different well, there's like a pink and a light purpley pink and a peachy color. So I'm like, one more pale shade of pink is, isn't going to be an issue. More the merrier. So that's why I picked that out. And then, of course, I have been inking the edges of everything. I didn't start out doing that, but once I started doing it, now I'm like, okay, I gotta ink everything. I just really like how that looks. And until I do it, I don't like think about it. So that's why I didn't start out doing it, because I don't remember about it. But then once I do it, I'm like, oh man, I love how this looks. And so everything has to get inked. But also that helps to kind of bring things all together and makes them look cohesive, even when they don't come from the same collections or the same designers. So here I am getting ready to put in the sequins, and I picked out some fall leaf sequins, and then of course I spilled them, trying to get them into this little, I mean, these little pockets are tiny. They're like an inch and a half. So it's a little bit hard to get these in here, but I finally am successful, and I have these fall leaves, and then I also have some jack-o'-lantern sequins that I'm going to put in. So I'm going to put fall leaves in this top little section and in the bottom section, and then I'm going to put the little jack-o'-lanterns on the right and left. Now, I thought about just running my fuse tool up along the edge, but I got nervous. I don't use this very often, so I'm not really confident with it. And so I decided to go ahead and get this little ruler thing that came with my fuse tool to help guide my lines. But I got all of those pockets sealed up, and that is gonna do it. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas for recording some of your stories for this season. Oh, look at Gordo. Isn't he fantastic? I just love it. And then here is my little sliding Gordo, so you can watch a video of him in action. And then my girls and my table center here. I just love those flowers. They're so pretty. And the little shakers. And again, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you lots of ideas and inspiration. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.